So Invincible Season 3 Episode 7 came out depicting the Invincible War, which is a pretty big event in the series. Although it's not that long, it's still important to the overall series. And the show would follow the original events about 95% of the way there, but I will say that these changes were good. The biggest change that everybody's kind of happy about, because it was quite confusing in the original, is the reappearance of this guy, Omni-Mark. Out of all the marks that came to invade, in the comics, he would be the one to say, "I was able to kill my own father, so I will kill you too," or something along the lines of that. He was the one confirmed to have defeated Omni-Man, so it never made sense how he went out by a yo-yo. Everybody and their mothers would ask about this mark and question how any of this made sense, because again, defeating Omni-Man was something that even our Mark couldn't do. So how was this Mark, the one who apparently defeated Omni-Man, defeated by a yo-yo? So I'm glad that the people who are making Invincible probably saw this and said, yeah, this was nonsense, right? Like even the author probably saw this and was like, yeah, let's change this. And they did, because we see that he reappears with the other marks at halfway through the episode where they all meet up with Angstrom, and then, you know, they make the plot to betray him and Angstrom sends him away. So this is where we get into spoilers, and you know, this is going to be a shorter video than usual, so it's not going to be that long, but I will be talking about spoilers very briefly. So this plot point is kind of moved to the side, and we don't see all of these marks come back for a long time, although we eventually come back to them. But when we do, we're greeted with this disturbing image of Sinister Mark cannibalizing one of the other marks. And we also see like all the other marks have also perished in this dimension. There's just one eating the rest of them. So we're wondering what the hell has happened, and our Invincible, the main guy, is just fighting this guy and flying away. And then Mohawk Mark comes in, and the two of them work together and get rid of the main Sinister Mark who's been eating everybody. And in the midst of all this, Omni-Mark had already died, as I previously established, but he's here now in the show. So do I think anything's really gonna change? Because I know some people are. Let me get this out the way. Probably not. The reason why I really think nothing's gonna change is because we hear in the show that Sinister Mark and Omni-Mark have swapped lines. Sinister Mark is the one to make the remark of killing Omni-Man in his own dimension. Omni-Mark doesn't say anything like that, and I'm pretty sure that he uses one of the Sinister Mark's lines from the comics instead of saying he's the one who killed Omni-Man. And for the show to follow the comics more accurately, he has to be the one hunting down the other marks. So for him to take that line of being the one who destroyed Omni-Man whereas the others couldn't, I'm pretty sure that's to, you know, back up his feats of killing all the other marks in the other dimension. So this kind of leaves us with a dilemma of what is going on with Omni-Mark in the show if he's not the one to make the claim that, yeah, I killed Omni-Man. And then that kind of like leaves his design in the dirt, because we assume that he had that design because he basically killed Omni-Man and took over his role. Now, I personally think that this Omni-Mark can go in two ways. I think that he can either just be another mark that Sinister Mark ends up killing, or he can play a bigger role in the actual show, as this show is kind of a rewrite of the comics. Now let's get into the first possibility. Now, I know him being another mark that just dies is a little crazy, but I still think it makes sense, because they may have kept him alive just for the sake of saying, yeah, this mark that killed Omni-Man did not die to a yo-yo. They can still have him get clapped by Sinister Mark, who also killed Omni-Man, and it makes sense. And to be honest, I think this is the most likely result, as I don't see the show going way out of the way of the comics. I think they're going to stay in line for the most part, while making very small changes along the way. Now here's the less likely of the two possibilities, but I don't think it's as likely as the first, and he could replace Mohawk Mark, right? Have the two stronger marks survive in the end. But I'll be honest, the main reason why I don't think this is gonna happen is because in the episode he says something to Eve like, "I've always hated you," whereas Mohawk Mark kind of had like a whole harem of different types of Eves. Now maybe they could just not make this happen in the show, because you know how it is nowadays, they not gonna like seeing something like that. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that possibility out there, because Omni-Mark being there, it's a big deal to me. I really think that this plot change could change a little bit or a lot in the story. I think it's very interesting that they decided to address this plot hole by actually fixing it in the show. But yeah, overall, this is just a topic I wanted to address after seeing the new episode. I know it's not going to get resolved for another 2, 3, 4 years, or probably even 5, but I still wanted to talk about it. With that said, share your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys think of Omni-Mark not being killed off in the Invincible War and where you think his character's going to go. And with that said, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.